In the heart of ancient Athens, an old man sits quietly in a prison cell. He is barefoot, calm. His friends are crying. In his hand, a cup of poison. He raises it and drinks. No fear, no anger, only peace. That man is Socrates, the philosopher who questioned everything, the man who chose death over silence. And today, we will walk through his life, the story of a man who changed the meaning of wisdom, faith, and truth itself. Socrates was born in 469 BC in Athens, a city of gods, warriors, poets, and power. His father, Socrates, was a sculptor. His mother, Phainarid, was a midwife. Fate chose well, because Socrates would do both. He would sculpt minds and help souls give birth to truth. He wasn't handsome. People called him ugly, flat nose, bulging eyes, rough beard. But behind that face lived a mind so powerful, it would redefine wisdom forever. He once said, "Beauty is a short-lived tyranny," because he knew what matters isn't how you look, it is how deeply you think. Before becoming a philosopher, Socrates was a soldier. He fought in the Peloponnesian War, not for glory, but for duty. 3 times he stood firm when others fled. A witness said, Socrates stood like a statue, calm amid arrows and chaos. He didn't fear death even then. He feared only one thing, doing what was wrong. That became the foundation of his entire life, virtue over victory, truth over comfort. One day, his friend Cherifon went to the Oracle of Delphi, the most sacred place in Greece. He asked, "Is anyone wiser than Socrates?" The oracle replied, "No one." When Socrates heard this, he was shocked. "How can that be?" He said, "I know nothing." And that's when the realization hit him. He was wise because he knew he didn't know. That moment transformed him. He began a lifelong mission to question everyone who thought they knew. The politicians, the poets, the priests. He didn't seek to humiliate them. He wanted to free them from ignorance. He said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." And that became the weapon that terrified Athens. Unlike other teachers, Socrates had no school, no books, no money. He walked barefoot through the markets, asking questions to anyone willing to talk. He would ask, "What is justice? What is beauty? What is courage? What makes a man good?" At first, people answered confidently, but after a few questions, they realized they didn't truly know anything. That was the Socratic method, to expose false wisdom, not by arguing, but by questioning. He said, education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. He didn't teach people what to think, he taught them how to think. Athens believed in many gods, Zeus, Athena, Apollo, but Socrates spoke of something higher, a divine intelligence, a perfect being. He said, God holds in his hand the beginning, middle, and end of all things. He believed there was one supreme order behind the universe, a moral intelligence that rewards virtue and punishes corruption. People misunderstood him. They accused him of denying the gods. But Socrates never denied gods. He denied false gods. He said, I follow the voice within, the divine sign that warns me when I stray from right. That voice, he called his daimonion, the whisper of God inside him. He taught young minds, but not for money. While sophists hold words, Socrates gave wisdom freely. Among his students were Plato, Xenophon, Antisthenes, and Alcibiades, men who would shape the world for centuries. He said, I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. He turned conversations into revelations. He said his rule was like his mother's. helping others give birth to the truth that already lives inside them. But Athens was changing. The young adored Socrates. He followed him everywhere. He made the powerful look foolish, and when weak men can't silence truth, they label it dangerous. He was charged with 3 crimes: not believing in gods of the city, introducing new divinities, corrupting the youth. At the age of 70, Socrates stood before 501 judges. The city that once celebrated him was now ready to kill him. They told him, "You can escape death if you stop questioning people." He replied, "I would rather die having spoken after my manner than speak in your manner and live." They sentenced him to death. His friends begged him to flee. Plato, Crito, everyone offered him escape, but Socrates refused. He said, "Would you have me break the law that I taught others to respect?" In his final hours, he spoke of death. He said death is not to be feared. It's either a peaceful sleep or a journey of the soul to another world, a place where he could question heroes and gods alike. He smiled, raised the cup of hemlock, and said, "Crito, we owe a clock to Asclepius. See that it is paid." Asclepius was the god of healing. In those last words, Socrates meant death is a cure, not a punishment. He drank it, and slowly, as the poison reached his heart, his last words were, "Now evil can happen to a good man." Socrates never wrote a single word, yet his words echoed through Plato, Aristotle, and every philosopher after them. From him came logic, ethics, reason, science, and the entire Western idea of morality. He destroyed ignorance with questions and built civilization with thought. They killed his body, but his voice never died. Because once truth is spoken, it cannot be unspoken. He was poor, he was mocked, he was condemned, but he was right. Socrates proved that wisdom is not about knowing everything. It's about never pretending you do. He lived without fear, he died without regret, and he left behind a message that still whispers through time. The unexamined life is not worth living. So, the next time you ask a question that challenges the world, remember the man who died for asking his.